All right, welcome back to another monthly movie night, everybody. Come on. You all knew it was coming. It's the Titanic, the gigantic review of Titanic. Here it
Who
is.
knew it was coming?
Alex has
You
been
did. You
hating on
certainly
this movie for some time. All right. So it's time to put it to the test and see if he still comes out a
Yeah.
hater or not. We'll see. I have no idea. We
Yeah.
haven't talked about our thoughts on the movie. Obviously, I have a high opinion of it to some degree. So, yeah, so that's basically it. Each month we alternate picking the movie for us to watch. And so it was my turn. Titanic was one just that kind of been lingering, you know? And
when did you watch this for the first time, by the way?
very when I was very young. When I was very young, and then I had watched
Oh,
it a
okay.
few years ago. So it's still I watched
So you
reactions
sort
to
of
it
grew up
either.
with it a little.
Yeah, it was pretty early on.
Okay.
You know. All right, so as always, we'll start our review with the gut check, which is our score out of 10 coming into the review. Then we'll discuss and lock in our final scores at the end. Okay? Let's see. All right, three, two, one, flip. 9.5.
This is a 5.5.
That's ridiculous.
9.5? 9.5?
5.5?
Yikes. Yeah.
Come on, Alec. I was ready
No.
to celebrate
No.
you and be like, "All right, you,
I,
you did it.
I I'm
Come on."
I'm I'm sorry. So all of these points, these 5.5 points, this is all the technical aspects of this movie. So to start with some positive, all of the technical aspects of this movie, thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, those action sequences are really fun, really exciting. They use like real sets. Super great. I love it. Love the water rushing in. They built these huge, like basically a scale model of the Titanic
Mm-hmm.
during some of these sequences. It's super great, super fun. Really love that stuff. I really like the general, like, all of the little like historical aspects to it. I really appreciated all the, like, again, with the sets, but the costuming, really making it look like the period, sort of turn of the century. We're definitely dealing with a lot of socialites here in particular, but really making everything feel sort of period in terms of the look of everything. I really, really like that a lot. It really kept me with the movie throughout most of it. Honestly, just kind of on the aesthetic alone. Um, and The score was great. I don't really love. I don't. I kind of hate the song still. I'm not gonna lie, but like that, the James Horner score is fantastic. It's just such a good score, and the tension building too. Like I said, sort of with the action scenes, but like the tension building. Like, I think my favorite sequence in the whole movie is the build up to the iceberg hit. It's so everything about that is just like bam, bam, bam. The editing, the tension, the like, man, you really just like, I know what's gonna happen. Like, I grew up kind of as a little bit of a Titanic nerd. I didn't like go super hardcore into it my like my oldest brother did, but I know a decent amount of stuff about the Titanic, and uh but yeah, a lot of that stuff is just all the historical stuff, the tension building, just great. Unfortunately, it's unfortunately we have the most wooden, one-dimensional plot kind of superimposed on top of it, and I think ultimately the detriment of the movie to me is that I found it annoying. Every time we're
Okay.
moving away from stuff that I found genuinely interesting, it's just like, and we're gonna spend like 15 minutes with Rose and Jack, and I hate them. I hate them. I cannot stand them. I hate them. I
Why
just
do you hate them?
every time it's because there's nothing to them. They are insert character archetype here, and there's no more depth to them than that. And the same thing goes with what's his face, Ansem Seeker of Darkness. I don't remember the guy's name. The bad
Cal.
guy, the mustache twirling villain.
Cal. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Um, there's like zero depth to any of them. The most emotion that I got from this movie was, again, a thing I already knew about, is the playing of the, playing Near My God to Thee, when they're, as like they just play music till the boat totally
Hmm.
basically sinks. That's a thing that's like one of those things that I've always loved, and about the real story of the Titanic. And I got legitimately emotional during that scene. It was like, it was beautiful, like how everything, again, how that was edited, how the captain was having to basically like come to terms with this horrible turn of events, and
Hmm.
it was great. I just really loved a lot of that. Um, but yeah, everything that wasn't actually about the historical stuff, I just found
It's
annoying.
not.
I
That's
just
not the
found
point
it
of the movie. The point of the
un
movie is the romance of it. So if you don't, if
but
you want the
and that is my problem. That is 100% my problem.
there's plenty of
This, like,
odes to
you
history,
look
but
at
it's
James,
not.
right, but you look at James Cameron's history as a
Uh-huh.
filmmaker, he primarily is extremely good at action sequences and making really exciting movies, and
Hmm.
then having like characters like a romance or something. Like, he does have romances
Hmm.
in most of his movies, but they are not the primary focus of the film. They are the thing that gets you invested in the characters, whereas this is a love story that takes place on the Titanic disaster, not like a story about the Titanic disaster that has this love story that keeps you
Right. Well,
invested.
it is a
It is
romance
a
movie,
love
though.
story to keep it is a love Yeah, but you look at his body of work, and this is an anomaly.
Okay.
This in particular was an anomaly, and now this is all he makes, is movies that are exactly like this. Complete one-dimensional characters. They look beautiful, they're edited extremely well, they have great scores, but I just do not care about any of the characters at all.
And I
So,
disagree. I
and
disagree.
I'll still go see them. Like Avatar, beautiful movie. I don't care about
Look,
the plot
I
like
didn't care about
practically at all.
Avatar, but
Ava-
I disagree here. Obviously.
Ava- Avatar: Way of Water, I felt basically the same way. I don't even really remember what happened to that movie. I just remember it looking really nice. Um, and yeah, I make kudos to the filmmaking. Like, it just extremely good filmmaking on display here. But I just found the whole thing very annoying. I was like, that's literally all I could think of. Was like, I just, every time Rose and Jack showed up on the screen, I was just annoyed. Like, I
You
don't
had a
know. I just
hater brain on. You need to
I didn't.
let yourself
No, I
have it.
swear I did
Let
not.
yourself. It's a beautiful love
I
story. It really
swear I
is.
didn't.
I've never heard this
No,
reaction
it's
before.
not.
Everyone I've ever seen
It
watch
is
it
not even
has
close.
been emotional.
It's not
You
a
have an
it's
emotional
not.
response to it. It's very. It's a
No,
heavy
so I
romantic
actually
film.
I asked some of my housemates if they wanted to watch it, and one of them was like, "Yeah, I saw it once. I never really want to see it again. I didn't like it."
Okay, that's a good sample
So,
size.
it doesn't really yeah, well, what I'm saying is, your thing, like, no one's ever had that reaction. It's
I'm
like,
not saying
I
just with
also was
me. I'm
talking to my
saying like the entire like the fan base, everything I hear online, like all the reception.
Yeah, the fan base, of course the fan base is gonna
No.
like
Okay,
it.
go to Letterboxd, or whatever you want to go to. People who just watch movies, it's
Sure.
highly received. You could concede that maybe you're an
I
outlier
think
and that you
it's an
didn't care about these
I
characters.
th
Like,
I think it's an extremely well-made movie, but I think that the film the writing is terrible. Like,
hmm,
I did not care about any of these characters.
well, it was
Like,
completely
I think
opposite
I
reaction
think
for me.
they I think they have the archetypes that work if you just wanna watch a movie and get swept up in it. But if you think about it for more than like 5 seconds, and you're not just like sitting there, like trying, like basically allowing yourself to get swept up in it, maybe that was my problem. Maybe I didn't
You don't have to
let myself
resist.
get swept up in it. But I wasn't trying to resist. It's just, I could not get involved, from the old lady who can't act, to the in the present, to, so she's bringing us in, which is, that's great. That's already off to a great start. So,
She's fine. She's
um
fine.
the I will say, I liked what's her name? Unsinkable Molly Brown. I don't remember, can't remember who she's played by.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yeah, Kathy Bates. She was fun. Really like Kathy
She's
Bates.
great.
I really like the actress that played um Rose's mother. I thought she was
Of
great
course, you
too.
love Rose's mother of all the
No, no,
characters.
no. Yeah, here. No, no. I'll come back to this in a second. I thought she was great for the one scene in which they decided to give her a little bit more depth, and then
Hmm.
immediately she was back to being a maniacal bitch, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
And they did the same thing with Cal. They gave him like one scene where it was like, oh, maybe there's some depth. No, he's
Yeah,
just
he's
an
a piece of
arrogant
shit.
asshole, and
He's a
he's like
piece of shit.
slapping Rose.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's lazy, Zach. That's
It's not.
lazy
Is yes.
writing.
Okay,
If you're
he's over the top.
yes,
Yes,
it
but
is.
there's been plenty of
That is
films we watched where it's
extremely
like,
late.
it's like, okay, it's a little over the top, but he's a fun villain, and that if you didn't have such a
There,
hater brain
we
on
have
right
not.
now, he was very fun. I thought.
He's not a fun villain. He's not. He's oh yeah, it's really fun when he's shooting at people and slapping Rose around. I love that's just
Well,
man.
you
When I
hate
think
him,
of
yeah.
fun, I think of
So it gets a
I
reaction.
think a real
It gets a
a
reaction
lot
out of
of
you.
fun. I have a lot of fun with this movie.
But he's like,
No, he
he's
was not fun. He
expressive.
was just
He's a piece of shit. That's what he is. Sometimes people are just pieces of shit, and this is highlighting the classism. If you want to take the historical
God.
context,
Oh, don't even get me started on that. No, okay. So a lot of stuff about the historical context that is wrong in this movie, but it's done
sure.
to emphasize for the pea brains in the audience that can only understand that rich people bad and poor people good. So they do that for the whole movie,
Well, okay,
which I love. But
okay. Sorry.
what they it's legitimately like it is actually insulting to the historical to a lot of the historical stuff that's going on. They didn't trap people down below to try to keep them from getting up to let the first class
Uh,
passengers out. That didn't happen.
okay.
um the crew was not trying to keep people down. Like they depict the crew, like the lower ranking members of the crew of the Titanic is like just a bunch of assholes. And that I was like, wow, that's really nice. Whereas opposed to what they were actually doing was they were trying to get as many people out as possible. There was none of this like weird classism stuff. Like it's all just played up for the sake of the drama of the movie, and it's like I can forgive some of that, but like when you make Murdoch like shoot some guy
Hmm.
for some reason, it's like I bet his family loved that when they were watching this movie, that they just the absolute slander that he shoots some guy and he kills himself. Wow. Like
I thought I read something about that. Didn't you were telling me there's none of that's true?
no,
All
no,
right, I'll
that
have
didn't
to
happen.
fact check that. I'll have to fact check because I can't just take your
Yeah.
word for everything. But
Yeah. No, well, I mean, there would have been way more reports about that happening, and there's no
mhm.
reports of that happening. So, yeah.
Because I've watched plenty of
There's a
videos of
lot of
historians breaking down what the what was right and wrong about this, and I haven't heard anyone be like offended by representation of some of these people. They'd be like, "Well, maybe it's not
well,
entirely true, or it's
I
not
mean,
entirely based on a real person, things like that." But
I mean, like I said, like a lot of it is accurate, which is that's all the parts that I really liked. That's all the parts
mhm.
that I was like really invested in the story of a lot of that stuff going on. And it's like that's not to say that there wasn't any sort of classism, so to say, but like um it's it's so like offensively simplistic, where it's like all the lower class people are good. Like Rose and Jack literally can do nothing wrong. Well, Rose is of course a
Roses,
socialite, but she hates the first class people because they're all stuffy assholes. Meanwhile, all the first class people are maniacal. They're just, oh yes, we only care about money. Oh, and brandy, oh, of course, yes. What?
mm-hmm.
Um, Whereas opposed to like I don't know, probably in real life, there probably was plenty of first class people that were loving husbands and wives and had lovely children. And
Yeah,
there were probably plenty of lower class passengers that were like drunken assholes.
sure, sure,
So
but they highlight
there is no nuance, and that
they
I
do
mean, not even
highlight.
a shred of
They have
nuance.
Kathy Bates there, who is like the beacon of, all right, not all of us are like this in the first class.
Yeah, yeah, kinda.
What do you mean, kind of? What does she do wrong? She's always help. She's helping Jack out. She's she's being like, "Come on, people, look, we gotta go back for these people."
But she
She's the voice
didn't.
of
But she
reason.
didn't do anything
Well,
about it.
she
So
couldn't. Well, cause she do. The
yeah.
dude yells at her, tells her to sit down, or we'll throw you out too. So, I think she was outvoted. There was the situation. She was one person on the boat.
Well, it is also it does also make little like zero sense for them to do that. So I mean, he was right.
Okay, but
So
she's still showing empathy, which is a nice quality to show. Like
yeah, I suppose.
not just cold. We gotta go. We do show, they show little bits here and there. Obviously that's not the center. The focus of the story is talking about the classism, and it's like a Romeo and Juliet type situation where it's like you got Jack, and then you got Rose. It's like this shouldn't happen, and things are working against it. So it's like, of course we're not gonna focus on the negatives of the lower class because we're more so focusing on the oppression, and then we see the oppression of Rose in the first class. So that's the highlight of the film. So obviously that's gonna take the center. But you get little bits like Kathy Bates, and there's the one guy who wants to go out like a gentleman. That was cool. You get little glimpses like that. But yeah, of course, it's the film is a love story at the center. So if you're not here for their love story, then you're not gonna be here for the movie. But a lot of
I
people
mean,
are, including myself.
you're
I
throwing
love
away
this.
you throw away $1 billion diamond that you could have helped
Mhm.
your family with because of a fling that you had with a guy
Okay.
for like 3 days
Yeah.
on the Titanic. And it's like, yeah, maybe it was a meaningful fling. Clearly,
Hmm.
it helped the course of her life. But why wouldn't you then use that after what's his face offs himself? It's like good riddance, I guess. Like, why don't you then, I don't know, help your family out with
Hmm.
the billion
Oh
dollar
yeah, for
diamond that
sure.
you have? And instead you throw it into the Atlantic.
Yeah, the most you
Why?
can poke the most fun at the ending
Why?
of the film. Yes, for sure. That is very much like a sappy, like go for the poetic ending type thing. Oh, drops it into the ocean, and then also obviously something people point fun at or make fun of is the fact that she
The door.
uh well not even the door,
Not
the
because I
the
think
the
I'm
fact
pretty sure MythBusters disproved that anyways. I don't think that would have capsized if he'd gotten up on it too.
right,
I
like
think it wasn't a
let's
very
be
large
reasonable,
piece of
guys.
yeah.
You're gonna submerge her way more, so the chance of her not surviving as well. But I'm pointing towards the fact that in the afterlife, the metaphorical afterlife that they show, that she goes back
Hmm.
to Jack and not whoever presumably she was with after the fact and had kids
Yeah,
with.
she's yeah, right.
So
It's a
that was
little
really the and it's like some
it's a
people
little
like to picture like just off screen is like her husband, just
he's
like
just like he's like what the hell?
yeah.
He's sitting here getting cucked in the afterlife. It's great.
But I think it's a beautiful ending. I was actually really emotional at the end, even having known, and it's obviously so known what happens in the end. It still got me, and I do think the score is effective with that too. But yeah, I really think
Yeah,
this is.
the score's great. The score's
I
really
think this
good.
is such an achievement in film. I think it's such an epic. It's an epic, so it's supposed to be grand scale and everything. But yeah, the production is pretty insane, and it's not like unbelievable when you look at it. You could easily picture a movie where it's just like this all looks fake and it's like takes you out of it. They just really went above
Mhm.
and beyond to the attention to detail and everything. It's just really good.
Yeah. I mean, it was like well, that to me is like the big achievement of the movie is in all of that attention to detail. So, even though I think that the characters are all flawed and one dimensional, I will say I was still appreciating there were some like setups and payoffs that happened in the movie that were all really pretty cool.
Hmm.
Like the thing with the whistle,
Yeah, yeah.
like that comes into play. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. She the kind of like notes that she clocks that happening, um, so that she knows to go for it to get rescued.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like little things like that that I was like, yeah, see, This is why this is like James Cameron knows what he's doing when he's writing the script, but at the same time, he's also writing the most generic Romeo and Juliet love story he could possibly come up with. And I think it's literally to sell it to the common denominator, like to sell it to the most amount of people. I can't make this too complicated. It can't be too complicated.
Okay.
So it's got to hit all the right beats. And unfortunately, just like I don't really like Romeo and Juliet all that much. Like
You.
I think it's a fine piece of literature, but like it like
Mhm.
it gets so overplayed and overdone. Whereas like to me, the more engaging love story like archetype or uh, idea is essentially Beauty and the Beast. Like that sort of idea, I think, has always been more interesting and relevant
4K no
to
Los Dos.
to what's that?
4K no Los Dos. Why not both? All right. There's room in the world for
No,
all love stories.
there,
Romeo and Juliet is
there is room
timeless.
for
Romeo and
like
Juliet is timeless
there.
for a reason. You know, it's not like I don't go back to it and read it often. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is it has been lasting in the zeitgeist of entertainment for a reason because it's like it's a formula that works for a lot of people. And you could say I'm a pea brain for enjoying it, sure, but I did enjoy
A little
it.
bit, yeah.
I've consumed a lot of film, and
Yeah, so have I.
I love this movie genuinely. You know, and I know
You're not
I'm
alone
not alone. I'm not alone. And we can't all be pea brains, can we? Everybody's gonna be a pea brain. There's something
for
here.
this
There's
movie.
something
Yes,
special here. There's really something special. I love the love story. It can be, stories can be simple but still be effective. You know, there's
I agree, but you can have just a little more nuance, and I think it would be like why
the
not?
nuances in your heart,
Um,
Alec. You got to find it.
no, yes, it is. I can find some that you can add to the movie that would take like another draft, and you'd be able to add just a little bit of extra nuance to the film to make it just that much more. Like I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if like I wasn't annoyed by our principal characters being on screen all the time. And it's because they're written with basically no flaws. Everyone, the whole world's wrong except them.
Uh-huh.
And it's like to me, I can never get behind that. Like you have to be really really good. You have to craft everything in such a way that that I legitimately agree with the no, the world is wrong, you move. Like I think you need to have a little bit more depth going on with the general like everything around the romance has to have that to support that kind of idea. Whereas in this it's just like everything's so one dimensional. It's like, well, yeah, of course it's this way because everything is like it is like a pastiche. Like this isn't how people actually are. This isn't how people actually act. It's so phony that like I just couldn't buy it. I just couldn't get behind it. Just because I'm like, what? Rose's big flaw is that she's suicidal. Okay. Jack's literally no flaw. Literally no flaws. Literally to the point where he literally the entire action scenes of the movie is him being like, I know exactly where to go at all times. This and okay,
Okay.
and like this way, Rose. Come on, Rose. Let's go, Rose. This way, Rose. Let's go, Rose. And I'm like, this is dialogue that was actually written down on a
Mm-hmm.
page somewhere. This way, Rose. Come on, Rose. Let's go, Rose. Rose, come on, Jack. No, Jack. Yes, Rose. Come on, let's go, Rose. You got this, Jack. Yeah, I got this. I got this, Rose. And I'm like, they have to say each other's names constantly in case you, as the audience, are like looking down or eating your popcorn, so you can keep.
Yeah.
This is early second monitor entertainment right here. Gotta say the characters'
Yes, I
names
get it.
constantly so you can
I get
keep
it. I
you can
made
keep
fun of
with
that as
it.
well. I often made fun of the Jack.
Yeah,
Jack. Jack.
Rose. Come on, Rose. Let's go, Rose.
Yeah.
This way, Rose.
Rose,
They
you're
have
so
sex in
stupid,
somebody's
Rose.
car.
They do. So there's their flaw. You don't appreciate that, do you? The, he did steal that dude's jacket. He meant to borrow it, but he did take that guy's jacket. He shouldn't have done that, Alec. That was bad of him. He took
Oh,
the
but he was
jacket and
just
the hat.
he's just a little scamp, and he was gonna
He
return it.
is. He's supposed to be
You
lovable. Look,
know.
here's the thing that's difficult with it. It's a beautiful love story and everything. And there's just a tremendous wrinkle that
But
enters the fray, and about halfway through the movie, that really it takes a turn. You think everybody thinks it's just a happy cruise ship they're on, and little do you know, it's not what it is. It's a tragedy that unfolds, and that's the ultimate wrinkle of the film. You know, I don't have time to hate Jack. I don't have time to hate Jack. I gotta love him
I don't
until
have
he
time to
dies.
hate Jack.
the
I mean,
I
the dinner scene's fun. I like the dinner scene's fun, even though again it's still with all the it's all the one dimensional characters that we just hate all these prickly
look. I don't.
assholes.
I've
But
never been in the
I
room.
do
I've
like
never been in
the
the room in 1912 with the highest class of society. I haven't, so I can't really speak to that. Maybe it's completely poppycock, as they would say, but
I
you
mean,
know,
it seemed kind of nice to me. I mean, they're eating pretty good food. I mean, hey, both parties look pretty great, and I hate the thing that really was like, oh, I get it, movie. Yeah, I understand. These people are boring when they switch to them. They're like, oh, we're doing this diver's jig. We're drinking
uh-huh.
beer. Oh, we're having a great time. And it switches
Yeah,
to them. They're like, yes, indeed, the politics
yes.
of this one
It's the
thing are very
contrast,
interesting. And
the
I'm like, oh my
juxtaposition. Yeah.
god. Yes, but they had more they did do more than just sit around and smoke and talk about politics. Yes, that was socialite of the era.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. But
Are you
they played
telling
games
me?
too.
Are you telling me which one looked
They
more fun to
danced.
you? Uh,
I mean, obviously the lower class one looks more fun. That's the
that's
point.
the
It's
point.
supposed to
That is
look
the
more
point.
fun
It's supposed to look more fun
because
because the
because the
spirit of the
whole yes,
film.
because the whole movie is demonizing higher class
I'm not
people
gonna
because
feel
they're
bad for the
rich
higher
and
class
stuffy
people.
assholes.
The point of this movie is
Why? A bunch of them died too.
yes, they're not
A lot of
demonizing them,
them
saying they
died
deserve
too.
to die. That's
None
not
of
what
them
they're saying.
deserved to die.
That's not what they're
It was
saying.
a horrible
That's not what
accident.
this movie is saying. It's not
Yes,
saying
oh,
they
okay,
deserve to
but the
die.
movie is depicting that we are kind of supposed to feel that way about some of them, especially in the sense that like, yeah, we're leaving those stupid lower class people. We're keeping them down below decks so we can kill them, so we can get off. And it's like, so we are supposed to kind of hate
You're supposed
them
to feel
actually.
bad.
And
You're
I
supposed to
don't.
feel bad for the lower class. Yes, that they get a more difficult time at getting off the ship, presumably. You know, it's
It's
women
just
and children
annoying,
first,
Zach.
and then
It's
it's
just
the men of the
annoying.
first class. Then they're gonna go. You know, it is more difficult, and it's like the contrast in where they are literally physically up higher on the ship, so you don't haven't experienced yet. You know, Cal's worrying about his own drama that he's cooking up and planting the necklace or whatever. What was it? Was it the necklace or was it like a watch that he planted on
He,
Jack?
oh, yeah, I think he planted the necklace. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he was cooking up his own
Yep.
scheme. Meanwhile, down there, it's already getting submerged and they're struggling to get out. But yeah, I just think it does a really good job of like capturing the chaos, and then when you get to actually the
Yeah,
ship
the
falling
tension building
apart
is just awesome.
and everybody in the water, just like the terror of that too is captured really well. It's just like
Yeah.
just so dark and then it's cool how you go through the stages of like when the lights go out and everything too, and how that affects
Mhm.
everything. It's pretty cool. And I just like
Well,
you mentioned they have
that's one of the
mhm.
recollections. That's one of the recollections of people who got
Yeah,
away on the lifeboats is that yeah, there were people that were for like a good 30 minutes to an hour that were still crying out to try for help, and then slowly but surely that
yeah.
went away as everybody died because of how cold it was. So yeah, it's a chilling reality that like sometimes we don't think about, like we think about them just like dying or drowning, but it's like a lot of the people like yes they drowned underwater, but like a lot of people also like died trying to
Yeah.
just just swimming basically, and that's a way worse death than if you just drowned, I think.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, so I mean, it does a really good job at evoking that feeling, really putting you in their shoes there, and even like with the guy who was like drowning Rose trying to stay up, because you see that a lot in survival situations. People are drowning, they don't even care what who they're grabbing onto. They'll just push them down to try to stay up. It's kind of messed up, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's really effective for me. I think, like you mentioned, there are a couple of points that are like really nice little callbacks that they do. I think the fact that he helps her when she's about to jump from the rail, and then later, that's like a more empowering moment, where the iconic Titanic pose at the end of the ship, and then ultimately they come crashing down on the rail at the end too. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of poetry that carries through. I just think it's pretty effective too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I bounced off it completely, but like at the same time, I can understand why people would. I can fully understand like why people would like love this movie and like why it would win a bunch of awards and why people would love it. I just don't resonate with any of that stuff. That just stuff just made me annoyed. I think a lot of it too was like the romance was written like a 90s romance and this is taking place in 1912 and it's like terrible dialogue aside, like man, I like okay. Can we just have a real talk for a sec? I don't I my feelings about Leo are just very complicated because on the
Okay.
one hand, I think he gives some great performances.
Uh-huh.
On the other hand, I also don't think he's a very good actor.
Wow, that's
It's
a hot
just it's
take.
very weird. It's very weird. I don't know. I'm always like in between on him because like I'll see a movie like oh what was the one where it's like the one he won the Oscar for when he was like out doing the survival
Snowpiercer,
stuff.
right?
No, that's
Okay.
Bong Joon Ho.
Uh, Doesn't
No,
it
it was
snow
the
something?
Revenant. The Revenant.
Wasn't he gonna snow something?
No,
Okay.
no, it was The Revenant.
Okay.
He's amazing in that movie. Like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was great. I loved him in that. I really like him in Django Unchained. He's just a monster in that, and he's great.
Uh-huh.
I like him in Inception,
Okay.
but then I'll see him in something like this, and I'm very confused. I'm like, what is it? Is it the dialogue? Like, I don't understand. Like, I just don't think he's very good.
I really enjoyed his performance.
Um,
I enjoyed
yeah,
him and Kate
I
Winslet a lot.
Kate Winslet, Kate Winslet's amazing. I think like my problems with his side, she's stellar. I think she's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's also phenomenally beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing I kept thinking. Like, even though I was annoyed by all the hijinks and everything, I was just like, she is like, this is like one of the most beautiful people like I have ever seen. Like, she's just phenomenally gorgeous throughout the entire movie. I'm like, so that's a highlight, and that to me like they were able to get that like classical like the classical idea of like an actress sort of beauty, like that kind of idea of like the artist kind of. I mean, this feels like there are parts of this that felt like, particularly with all the sets and the glitz and the glamour, made it feel like it was a movie that was made in the 30s in a lot of ways, just in color, like just the way the movie looks. And I think a lot of that can be said about just the way like all the actors look too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but also shout out to David Warner. He's in this again.
Mm-hmm.
He's to me he's the more fun villain. I think he's a little bit more fun because he's like um the kind of ex cop, but now like manservant. Except he's very against this romance. I
Yeah.
like that. I like to me it might have been more it would have arguably been more interesting to have like to have him be like the main villain instead of it just having it be like the her fiance. Like maybe her fiance is like kind of like awkward or like he's not like a confident socialite, but he's very wealthy, so that he's a great match for them because they're out of money and they need money. But like his whole thing, like, maybe he even like like comes around to support Jack, but it's the manservant who's very against this whole thing. And he's the one that's sort of the driving force. He's the one that's poisoning the well, so to say. Like he's like, oh, there's like you can't have him hang out with him with her. The whole thing. And he like, and yeah, I don't know. You could have done something more with that. I think that would have been more engaging, but because he was more fun. I thought he was more Billy Zane. I like Billy Zane, but I don't know.
See, yeah, I enjoyed Leo. I enjoyed Kate Winslet. I enjoyed Billy Zane. I enjoyed Kathy Bates. Those were all standouts to me. But
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, if you want to point to Titanic as one of his weaker performances, to be fair, he has matured. He's had some time to get in the game more since then, for sure. He's amazing in One Battle After Another too. So he's a
Oh yeah,
standout
I
there.
have heard his performance is really good in that. Yeah.
And I do really enjoy Leo in these movies, and I still haven't seen a lot of his a couple of his iconic ones, like you mentioned, Django Unchained. I still haven't seen, and some of his other big ones too.
The Departed is the big one, isn't he? He's in that one.
Yeah,
Is
I
it The
haven't seen
Departed
that
he's
one,
in?
but he is in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard. Yeah, yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? He's in that.
Right, he's in that too.
Wolf of
Yeah,
Wall Street. Yeah, I haven't
there's a
seen
lot
any
of.
of these. Yeah.
Oh, Wolf. Okay, so Wolf of Wall Street is perfect, like yelling Leo, because like Leo tends to have like the two. Like I think people tend to say he's got like two modes.
Mm-hmm.
I think you get both. I think you get a little bit of both modes of Leo in that one, but like screaming Leo is really great in that
Mm-hmm.
movie. Like yelling angry Leo is really good in Wolf of Wall Street.
And I did
So
see Shutter Island earlier
yeah.
this year as well. So.
Oh yes, I don't really remember his performance being all that great in that movie, but that movie that's an all timer right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie. I
Mm-hmm.
I I that's a movie that I'm just along for the ride the whole time. Man, what a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, Titanic. I just yeah, it didn't work for me. I gave it a
That's
shot.
crazy.
I
That's a
I'm glad I gave it
crazy
a
score,
shot,
though.
but
That's an insane score. I never would have, even if you didn't like it. I was like, all right, the lowest you can go is 7.5. Like this, just on like the quality alone is it's just amazing. It's an incredible film to me. It's like one that's always stuck with me. It did spark my fascination with Titanic for sure, and I've always been deeply fascinated. And every
yeah, I
time I
liked
watch it,
Titanic before the movie
yeah,
came out.
every time I watch it though, I want to dive back in again, like on the history. So it's like
Mm.
obviously I was very disappointed as a child to learn that Rose and Jack are not real characters. So I was like, man, it's some beautiful stuff. You go see what happened with Rose, no, it was all a lie. Oh, damn.
That's all. It was all a big lie. That was movie magic right there, Zach. That's movie
Hmm.
magic.
Yeah, the violinists are great. That's a great moment. And they do really that. Even their music throughout that whole scene, as unfolding and it's sinking more, it's really effective too. Leading up to that,
Oh yeah, it's great.
it fits it perfectly.
Yeah.
I also really like the moment. Obviously, you don't love their love, so it's not going to do anything for you. But I love when she jumps out of the lifeboat back on. And I really like that moment. It's like you jump, I jump, right? It's very sappy stuff, but
Right.
I like it a lot. But Cal is so unhinged though. He's so
It's just fucking firing it at them like it's just going at it. It's like
yeah.
chill out, bro.
Yeah, and it is there's an interesting tone to the movie too, knowing that like obviously going into the movie you know what you're getting into. It's about this tragedy, but then they also frame the movie that way, so you see in the beginning the aftermath of it, and then you go into it and then you see everything so full of color, and then it's like there's always this undertone of like darkness underneath everything throughout the film, the first half,
Mm.
till it ultimately happens, because it's like any happy moment you know how it's going to end up, and you see all these people and he's like a lot of them are not going to make it, so it's like an interesting hidden layer there as you're watching. Yeah, and I do like My Heart Will Go On. I do like that song. Celine Dion, iconic.
Celine Dion doesn't even like that song.
That's fine. That's fine.
So she gave it one take and they're like, "Yep, that's the one we're using." And she's like, "Oh." Cuz she literally she said that she sang it and she was like, "Oh, thank goodness. I'll sing it. I'll sing it. I won't really care about it all that much
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll write a new one." And then they didn't do that. And now that's her signature song.
Hell yeah.
That's a cruel irony if you ask me.
Mm. Look, I mean,
That's
it's transcended. It's transcended generations. That song. Or like one
yeah,
generation.
it's something. It's something, all right. Well, I got my final score. Hey, the movie evoked a reaction. A good art's gonna do that. So the fact that I was annoyed, that's doing something to me.
3, 2, 1, flip. 9.5.
I came up to a 6.
Incredible,
I think I
incredible
think the tech
film.
I think the tech I think the technical aspects of the movie alone kind of make it worth watching. Um, that's I mean it's the same. It's honestly it's the same with all of James Cameron's later body of work. Like it's the reason why I'm probably going to go see Avatar: Fire and Ash, even though I just don't care at all about anything that's going on in the story. I really want to just I kind of like go to those movies just to kind of like sit down and be in that world for a while. You know, it's kind of nice to just like be in that. They're about as you know pretty much as one dimensional as like class differences, or I guess it's like military versus natives. They're about as one dimensional as the classism is here, but I don't know. It's still a good time. I still had a good time with the technical aspects of it. I wish the movie was more about. I wish the movie was more like his earlier body of work as opposed to primarily about the love story. I like the love story as a framing device is a really good idea. I think that's like a really good through thread to keep you, the audience, really invested and engaged in the story. But I think making it more about this kind of like the adventurous aspect of it, and then the love story is kind of like the through line, but like not the complete and utter central focus of the story, would have made it. I think would have made it more interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have made it a better movie too. What do I know? Apparently not much.
It was the highest grossing film for quite a while. It was
It was for a long
of
time.
all time, and James
It was
Cameron.
in theaters for like a year. I can remember it being like yeah, like news reports and stuff about it like at the time. Like I was just a little kid that came out, but I can remember like people talking about it like, "Oh, it's this amazing thing." And I was like, but I'd already like read books about the Titanic and then I don't know, and then I don't know if my parents went to see it and I don't know if I don't know, like literally no one in my family has ever really talked about it. I'm assuming they went and saw it on a date night. I think they must have. Um, but like I don't know. I was always more interested in the historical aspects. Even as a little stupid little kid, I
Nerd.
was like,
You're a
I was still
geek.
reading like a book. I read like Robert Ballard's like it was like a illustrated sort of book, but it was like a whole thing about the expedition. There was like the whole history of the sinking of the Titanic that I used to read. Like there was like I think a more simple picture book about it, and then there was like a more like sort of higher age range. But like I was already reading before I was in grade school. I'm a humble brag, I guess. But like I don't know. I always
Great.
found I was used to like I'd read I'd read this one book. It was like one of the like it wasn't like the full. I don't think it was like the full like Robert Ballard sort of exploration of it um that was written, but it was like a more it was like I had a lot of illustrations and pictures and stuff in it, and I used to like peruse through that like every once in a while. Like I had to have read through that probably like 15 times or more. So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if that wonder should ask mom and dad if they get that book kicking around still. I'd like to read it again. Now this does I will say to its credit it is getting me interested in delving into this type of thing again. So
Because there's something, it's similar to the Ocean Gate submersible. there's something like you get a visceral reaction thinking about a tragedy like this. You know, it's like it's a thing intended for just to be merry and having fun and everything, and just like the contrast to the most tragic events ever. So it's like the
Yeah,
terrifying thought
it's
for
one of
sure,
the
and the fact that you're out in the middle of freezing water, like couldn't have been worse
mm,
a worse spot for it to something like that to happen. And it was all
yeah,
because
the North
they got distracted by Rose and Jack kissing that they hit the iceberg to begin with in the way that
Yeah,
they did.
yeah, they were looking down there
And
and
that's crazy.
they were like,
He was
"Oh,
like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
look at
He was
them
like,
go."
"What?
They're
What's going on over
yeah,
here? What? Iceberg straight ahead."
yeah, he was smelling them. He was trying to sniff them out rather than smelling the ice. Like he
Isn't the
said, he
historical context that it would have been better off hitting it straight on rather than what they did, which turned it and like messed up the whole bottom and the side of it? Feel like that.
so I don't know. I don't remember. I think there's an argument to be made about that. Otherwise, like regardless, it's still a really bad
Right.
scene. But I think you had a lot less the fail safes in place to sort of like close off the watertight containers to keep the boiler rooms from flooding. I think there was more. I think there was a better case for the for that to potentially to stop that from happening
Right.
if it was to hit it head on. Now the only problem with that is that you could damage the keel, and that would do a lot. That would basically strand them.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I think they could potentially make a rescue there, but you basically wouldn't be able to like maneuver the ship because the iceberg. The whole thing about an iceberg is that like way more of it is underneath the water
Mm-hmm.
than is above it. So the fact that the iceberg was as visible as it was, there's tons of it underneath there. So if it hits a head on, that's like a lot of that is coming up and damaging the underside of the boat, the keel, and
Mm-hmm.
that could be pretty bad. So
Yeah.
who's to say?
Let's see. Tarqaron score is 7.75. By the way, it's a
It's still
shamefully low score.
still comes all the way up there. That's still
That's
pretty
a
impressive.
stamp of approval from us at Tarqaron.
It is. It is. It's technical aspects alone really sell this movie for me.
Also,
I don't think I'm ever really gonna watch it again, but
hater.
I do
Draw me.
appreciate.
What about draw me
I'm
like your
glad.
French girls? Draw me like one of your French girls. How do you feel about
Um,
that? Another iconic
that is very
scene.
iconic.
I'm sure you enjoyed that
I just think I think it's kind of
scene.
silly. I thought it was sort of silly. I don't know. I thought a lot of that was. I mean, yeah, she's a lovely woman. It's
That's
like, of
all it's
course, I'm
about
gonna
at the end of the
appreciate.
day.
Of course, I'm gonna appreciate seeing like Kate Winslet topless. Like, of course, like that. I mean, I'm a guy. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's
Just
nice.
just like
But
Jack.
like, I don't know.
Just like Jack. You know.
Jack was apparently very
He
professional about
was
it.
he was a
I
gentleman
don't
about it,
know.
but
I don't know why they couldn't have just had sex there. I mean,
because
I
it
don't
teed
know.
up to it. He's like, oh, he's very professional, and he's like, meanwhile, this is what happens. This is what happens a little later. I do love my favorite quote in the entire film is it was the most erotic moment of my life. Man, does that hit? It was the most
Yeah, I was
erotic
like,
moment of my life. Up until then, at least, she said. So
yeah,
I was gonna say that's
it's
a
like yeah.
crazy line if she just left it at that. Like it was
Yeah, if you just
period.
left it as
But
that, that would be a crazy thing. It's like you're telling your daughter that. That's kind of weird.
your like
Also,
husband. Well, yeah, but the fact that it's like, all right, shots at your husband for years and years or whatever. It never reached the
I guess a
peak,
boring. Never reached that peak. Yeah.
but
The
up until then, at least.
I also I it's I don't know, man. They could have picked a different actress. They could have picked a different. There's a lot of really great old actresses, but I
Not old
thought she
enough.
was terrible.
That's crazy. I think she was
I thought she was
nominated. Actually,
terrible.
wasn't she nominated for best supporting
Was
actress? I
she?
think she was.
That's shocking. That is shocking. She was
She's okay,
terrible.
but you'd be hard pressed to find a however old woman she was. Like she was like exceptionally old. it'll be
She
better.
was quite old.
Yeah, and to be a
Yeah.
convincing 101-year-old, that's
I don't
a
know,
very
man.
particular
You don't
category.
need to. Here's the thing: you do not need to actually cast a 101-year-old.
But
You can just have a really old person
another iconic line that's
played.
transcended into the zeitgeist is that's been
It's been 84
84
years.
years.
Yeah, well,
It
and the way she
hits.
says it, it's been 84 years. Here's the thing. I'd never heard that line. I'd only seen it in memes. I always thought it would be was said with a little reverence, like it's been 84 years. But
Right.
it's never said in a way like that. It's like it's been 84 years.
It's
And I'm like, "Oh my god.
it's taken on a life of its
Stop
own.
talking." It has
Man,
taken on a life of its own. It
this
is very
this
fun
film's
and
impact is
amusing.
crazy. Um,
Yeah. I don't know if it's a positive impact, but it's an impact.
it's. I mean, it says.
I Here's the thing. I wish movies were still made with the passion that James Cameron made this with.
There we go. There we go. Now we're getting
I
somewhere.
wish movies were still made with that. I do wish movies were made because like the freaking sets. That's what I mean. The technical aspects of this movie are amazing.
Uh-huh.
That's why I gave it
And
a
if you would have let
6.
yourself have it, if you could feel the love in your veins, like man, this would have hit like a.
I like some good old fashioned love stories sometimes, but
Not when it's
this was not one of
classist. Basic, essentially, you don't like Romeo and Juliet. You don't like Titanic. There's something going on here.
Romeo and Juliet's fine, but it's not one of my favorite Shakespeare's. My favorite Shakespeare is John Shakespeare.
This is like some of the bullshit they be talking about in these parties. What's your favorite Shakespeare? Well, Romeo and Juliet. It's not quite at the bar of Hamlet. You know Hamlet.
I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised. Actually kind of surprised that the movie didn't call that out. Like it called out other stupid things, like the Picasso and the Freud thing. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never make anything of himself. I stake my life on it. It's a good thing they were cheap. It's like, yeah, I know, I get it. I get it. I get it. Picasso wasn't appreciated at the time. I understand. We don't need to go into this. Anyway, that's it. That's the movie.
I did like how
thanks
she
for
trained her.
joining, everybody.
Yeah, sign off below with your thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Are you a hater like me or a lover like Zach?
Yeah, which one's better?
If you call me a hater, I still gave the movie a 6.
6 is horrible.
That's some high praise.
It's just incredible to me the grace you'll give to some movies and not others. That's all I'm saying.
So I try to. So this is like billed as a romantic epic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it fails completely on the romantic part of that romantic epic.
Okay, well that's what I love about.
I think on that merit, right? And I think on that merit alone, it fails as a movie, and I have to deduct points in my personal biased grading system. Whereas other movies set out to do other certain things, and if it sets out to do something that I really appreciate, I'm going to give it a higher score.
Look, I'm not going to dig up the weed.
That's just the way of it.
I'm not going to dig into the weeds here, but I could definitely bring some particular exhibits to the table that. All right.
I know Mulan was not a good movie, and I gave it a high score.
Well, that's
I gave it way too high.
Give it a higher score than
I
Titanic.
recognize that. Yeah, well, I wouldn't do that now. That movie's probably
you awakened that one. I didn't even think of that.
5 or a 6. Yeah, that movie's probably like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah. Or 6, basically on par with Titanic. Oh man, my heart has shrunk a little this evening. I was hoping it would grow, and we could sing "My Heart Will Go On" together and go off into the sunset, and it would be amazing. You've seen the light.
Shout out to James Horner though. What a great score. What a great score.
Little James Horner. Yeah. It's a great score.
Yeah, he did some of the Star.
It's a great score, but this damn score, the Tarqaron score, could use some work.
Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I love something when I didn't.
Don't pretend, but it's just it's mind befuddling to me. I'll say that at least. it fuddles my mind. I mean,
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
ask.
that
I'm
much.
gonna ask some of the. I'm gonna ask some of my. I almost said some of my girlfriends, but I don't have girlfriends. I'm gonna ask some of my female friends. I'm gonna ask some of them
Yeah,
what they think about it. Like, do you like Titanic?
maybe
Also, why?
just more in touch with my feminine side. That's what it is. It's
I'm
my.
pretty in touch with my feminine side. I cry a lot,
That's,
so but especially in movies. Like that's the thing with movies. I cry a lot.
I
I
cried
cry
at
like a lot
this.
of
I wasn't
movies.
trying to cry either.
Yeah, you
I
know when I
promise.
cried in this movie? I wasn't like a hard cry, but it was like it was welling. It was during the scene. It was during
I know you said that,
them
but
playing. That scene that was the emotional scene
there's
for
a
me.
lot
It
of
had
sad
nothing to
points.
do
There's
with
a lot of
Rose or
sad parts.
Jack.
There's the children being tucked into bed. You know, that's pretty sad. The old couple
I
laying
would say
down.
that was a moving sign. Yeah, that was a famous famous example because
Yeah,
those are real people, historical
that's sad.
people.
No, that's sad.
Um, yeah, that
And
was
the
sad.
final
I agree.
scene with Jack and Rose, it's sad stuff. It is. It's moving. Titanic,
She
folks.
tries to talk to him for like she tries to be like Jack, are you okay, Jack. She does that for like I get it that it's supposed to be like really
Not
emotional
long
that she's
enough.
doing that or whatever.
It's not long enough for you.
She does it for like 30 seconds and it's like he's not breathing. He's dead. I get it.
Oh, you think it's too
You
long?
should get it too. Yeah, it's too long.
That's an insane take. I
She
thought you were
goes on
saying it
for
wasn't
like
long enough. You
30 seconds.
you
No, she
you
goes
want to
on for like 30
half-ass if
seconds.
someone's alive or not? That's the worst. That's the worst
What
take
is
of
it?
him.
Okay,
What am I-
would you look at his skin color and look at the fact that there's no breath
you,
coming out of
so
his
you,
nostrils.
the person you just fell in love with, you're holding onto their hand in a life or death situation. You're like,
Yeah, I just
and
start
you're just gonna be
right,
like,
I
oh,
just
he
start
looks dead.
crying.
All right, you can go.
No, I would if he doesn't respond the first couple times, then I'd probably break down. But she didn't break down until like for like a good 30 seconds. It's like
Give the girl a
she's
moment.
dead, lady. Or sorry, he's dead, lady.
Give the girl a second
That's what I
for it to
said
set
at the
in.
screen. That's what I said.
We haven't even
She's
got.
dead,
There's
lady.
no way she could be at acceptance at this stage. She's got.
It's
She's.
okay. She was freezing too, so it's understandable.
This is crazy. We're
She
nitpicking
was cold.
the behavior of a woman under the
I
most
was
duress possible. That she didn't cut it off quicker
I
and
mean
just
eh,
let go. It'll never let go, Jack. Well, it's been 5 seconds. All right,
that's
yeah,
that's more of just a silly nitpick. That's not actually a problem that I have with
yeah.
the movie.
I think it's telling. I think it's telling of your overall
I think it's
perspective on the
telling.
film.
Well,
It's like the worst possible
but
interpretation of
my
that scene.
but my problem with the movie is not the silly nitpicks. It's the fact that the characters were specifically written to be as simple as possible. Like they do not have any depth. Like I get more depth out of I can't think of an example off the top of my
That's
head,
what you
but
get.
no. I get more depth out of the depth of the Titanic sunk. Obviously, that's really deep. It's like over
I'll
a
tell you
mile.
what, you get a real sinking feeling watching this movie. I'll tell you that much. It's like, and I do actually think the movie's paced really well, by the way, too, because it's almost exactly like
I would
half
actually
and half. It's like first half.
I would actually totally agree with you on that. I will say another benefit to the movie is that even though I know I'm sitting here complaining about every time Jack and Rose were on the screen, it was 3 hours long. That was a breezy 3 hours. It was a pretty breezy 3 hours. It did not feel it's paced quite well. That it doesn't really feel quite that long. And so it's hey, that's a testament to the editing and to
Yeah,
the technical aspects of the film. Good job.
yeah.
Good job.
There you go. Titanic. Another tragedy has unfolded tonight. Not quite on the same scale, but I felt
No.
it. I felt it. I felt it. Yeah, let us know your thoughts
Okay.
on Titanic, both the real life tragedy and the movie. Sound off below. Let us know what you thought.
But there going to be some people being like, "Oh, I love the fact that the
I
Titanic
loved the
sunk."
real tragedy.
give us, give us.
I'm
You
pro
said give us your thoughts
Titanic.
about the.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pro White Star Line sinking Titanic.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm pro Titanic, the actual historical incident.
that's dark.
Yeah. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to recommend a random Tarqaron video for you to check out next. Um, check out our review of Black Mirror Bandersnatch, which you cannot watch
Wow, it's
anymore.
so similar.
You can't watch
You can't, yeah,
Bandersnatch.
you can't even, you can't do it at all, huh?
Surely there's
There's no,
some, maybe someone's got some scuffed version somewhere, but there's no like
yeah,
actual, like they just took it off Netflix. How rude. How
it's
rude.
crazy. That's wild. Wow.
All right. Check that out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more. Like the video. And all right, that's it. It's been a pleasure playing with you. It's been a pleasure
Was
reviewing Chicken and Queen, Chicken and Queenage, Chicken and Queenage.